So this is going to be the start of a series of videos that I call Un-Gatekeeping my $10 million funnel. This is for fashion brands, clothing brands, really any e-commerce brand owner who kind of stumbles upon this course can take away a lot of things about what I'm about to talk about. And this is just taking every step of the entire acquisition funnel, all of the marketing, and like laying it out clean for you. And this is just part one where I'm going to explain the overall strategy and why it's very important. And so it's going to be really, really important for you to, if you haven't already subscribed, to do so. Subscribe for more videos like this, but specifically if you found this video before the other ones are out, the other parts are out, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that I can show you how I got all of this, how I got the Silver Shopify bag, how we make millions of dollars per year, and how we've even made the Inc. 5000 list for 2025. This is the exact stuff that you need to be focusing on in your business, especially going into 2026, because things obviously evolve all the time. And so I want to give you the most updated version of what I'm doing, and you can just take away a lot of stuff from this series that I'm going to do. So subscribe, hit the notification button, and let's get into the training itself. So to actually scale your business, you need to focus on three things. And this is for marketing. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about like manufacturing, the fulfillment, all of that type of stuff. Like my channel is about marketing. I can talk to you about those things, but I like to just try and keep it marketing because that's what I do in my brand with all of my partners. I'm the marketing person out of all of them. So to scale, you need to focus on three things. You need to focus on how you can attract customers, how you can convert customers, and the most important one is actually how to retain customers. So most people that you see that are like the brand scalers out there, they really just kind of focus on the attract side of things. They talk about Facebook ads. They talk about content that you can make for your brand. They talk about going viral. They do all that type of stuff, right? That's important stuff, but it's only like 33% of your brand. The rest of it is like how you're going to convert people. So we're talking about new product offerings. You're talking about your website. We're talking about, those types of things, branding. You know what I'm saying? Like converting people isn't attracting them. You can kind of make the argument that like meta ads can be both of these, and in a sense they kind of are. But the thing that converts in your brand, the thing that converts people from a non-buyer to a buyer, or from a one-time buyer to a multiple-time buyer, is your website, your upsells, your cart page, like all of those things, right? Your product page, cart page, everything, right? That goes onto that gets someone to actually take their cart out and pay for the thing. And then when it comes to retaining, no one even talks about that at all, like on the internet. And that's one of the reasons why I started like this channel in the first place, is that all of the people making content are talking about like the sexy aspect of like owning a brand, which is like making content, going viral, trying to run ads. Those types of things seem very attractive because it takes you from like the mindset of like, I have nothing to I can get somewhere. But it's kind of like the metaphor of like a dog chasing a car, right? It doesn't really know what it's going to do when it gets it. It just is running for it. And that's literally what most of the content on the internet is just like attract content, attract customers, attract customers. But there's not much about converting them or even retaining them, holding on to them, actually creating a brand, because your brand is built on retention. How many people are going to continuously buy from your brand? That's how you scale. You don't scale by putting more money into meta ads. That's how you attract more people into your business. That's how you scale up attraction, right? You scale up the marketing, but that's not how you scale a brand. If your ad account gets banned tomorrow, what do you have, right? That's kind of what you have to think. Not that you should like always think like my ad account's going to get banned, but just like think about that for 1 second here. It's like, if my ad account gets banned, if my social media gets taken away, what do I have? You know what I'm saying? You might say that I have my lead list. That's kind of part of the retention stuff, right? You might say that I have, emails and SMS. That's part of your retention stuff. And that's kind of a little bit what we're going to be getting into. This is something that I call the ACR framework. And ACR just stands for attract, convert, retain. And so we're going to break down exactly what these things are, because like what is attract, what is convert, what is retain. And we're going to break those down right now. And then the other parts of the training like as more parts of this series come out, I'm going to break down each of the aspects of attract, and then each of the aspects of convert, and each of the aspects of retain, so that you can learn how to implement those things into your business and use them to actually scale to a successful business. And so I'm going to get into that right now and break all of these down for you. But if you want to work with me one-on-one to kind of come out with a roadmap or something similar to what's going on in this training or trainings that you've seen from me in the past, you can click the link that's in the description to find a way to work with me one-on-one. There's a couple of different options for you there, so you can do that. Now, we're going to get into breaking down the ACR framework and exactly what this means for you. So I have up here, the attract, convert, retain, and you can see that the colors kind of work together so that you can keep kind of your train of thought on what's going on here. And so let's just start breaking down attract. Attract means like your main social medias. So whatever the social media platforms are that you're posting to, making content for, things like that. It also means ambassadors. So like affiliates, influencers that are ambassadors of your brand, things like that, like other people talking about your brand that isn't like just your main socials talking about your brand. And then ads. Ads are another one. Obviously, everyone talks about ads. Everyone wants to do ads, it seems. But these three things together create an ecosystem of attraction that is actually really needed today. You can't really survive long-term on just being good at one of these. You kind of need all three of them. And so they're going to work in tandem with one another. So you're going to create content for your brand to put on your socials, right? I talk about, story-based content, branding, finding your perfect consumer profile, and making content for that perfect consumer profile. That's where the main socials come in. Is like you're creating content of what your brand, how you want your brand to be perceived, like the perfect iteration of what your brand would be. That's what your main socials are going to be. But then you're also going to have your affiliates, your ambassadors, the people that you give like free clothing to, for example, and they make content for you, customers that make content for you. And that content you're going to be able to also post on your main socials. You can use collab posts to get them onto your socials. You can also use that content for ads. You can use them for partnership ads. You can use your ambassadors as the way to make your brand be perceived as something that's already in use by other people, which is really important, because main socials alone, if you have really good looking content or whatever, that doesn't do anything to convince people that other people are using your product. And so if you force that by using ambassadors and people with affiliate codes and things like that, you'll be able to build up your socials in that way. So this is a whole ecosystem. That's just me explaining that these three things work together to be able to build an attraction funnel that can't be broken by one thing going away. If your ad account gets cut, you still have your ambassadors and your socials going. You can restart a new ad account. You can restart from ground zero while the other two are working for you. If your ambassadors, for some reason, ambassadors are actually like the most solid of all of it, because all of that content's going to be out there. So that's kind of hard to go away. But say like you get canceled or something, at least you'll have your ads, at least you'll have your main socials, and you'll have your email and SMS, I should say lists here. And so that is attract. Okay, that is attract. Now the next one is convert. So this is going to be your website and your storefronts, right? Instagram shop, TikTok shop, website. I don't know if you do maybe physical stuff, conventions or whatever, right? That's part of your convert, is that storefront, the website, optimizing those things. Then you also have email and SMS lists, your flows, your campaigns, those things that go into email and SMS. That's very important for conversion. Obviously, it's also a little bit attract in a sense, email and SMS, but that information is owned by you more than like social media or ads or whatever, right? Like you have that physical list that you can literally take out, save it. Now you have it forever, right? You can always contact those people so long as they don't unsubscribe or whatever. Now, that's really, really important stuff because these two work in tandem, right? Your website and your storefronts won't go out and retarget people that have left them. So you need your email and SMS list to work in tandem with your website, because obviously they're going to actually pull their card out and put it into your website and into your storefronts, right? And so you need the emails kind of pulling those people back in. They go back and forth with one another. And that's another ecosystem. So you have one ecosystem that's attracting people, and it'll start working on its own, and it'll start building its own world, its own ecosystem that works without you. And then that funnels people into your conversion ecosystem, where those things are working together, and a lot of the time without you after a while. And then of course that converts people right into dollars, into customers. And with that, once they're customers, you want to retain them, which is where you come in with like rewards programs, referral programs, subscriptions, anything that like is used to retain people, new drops, even that can go in here, but that's also kind of a conversion method, I suppose. And so those types of things create that ecosystem, again, another ecosystem to get people to repeat buy, right? If you have a subscription for your brand, right, then they're going to be rebilled every single month, and they'll be reminded to come spend money with you, right? And I'll talk about all of these things in the upcoming parts: subscriptions, referral programs, reward programs, what you do with your email and SMS list, how to optimize your website, ads, ambassadors, main socials. I'm going to talk about all of this stuff in the series. So that's why I want you to subscribe and then hit the notification bell so that you get notified when it comes out, because then it'll just get lost. Because this is going to be literally the same kind of thing that like you would pay thousands of dollars for from a brand scaler. That's if any of the brand scalers even know how to do any of this stuff, because they kind of only have skill sets in like one or two areas of this entire thing, because most of them are just so young and new to this. I've been doing this for well over 10 years now. I think it's been about 12 years. And this is everything that I've been doing over those 12 years to make millions of dollars. Slowly building these skill sets is very important, and this will be the start for you to do that. If you have any questions, which is very important for this series, if you have questions, leave them down in the comments below, and that will help me kind of add some things to this training as it goes along. And my whole goal is to basically just give a Class A course, a master class on e-commerce and brand building for you right here for free. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is if you do want to work with me one-on-one to do stuff like this for your brand, you can click the link in the description to work directly with me. But you'll have access to this course as it's coming out in the coming weeks. And I hope it really helps you. And I hope that I can see all of the people who are subscribed to me really succeed in 2026. And I really just want to see you guys do well. And so that's why I'm doing all this. So that's that. Like, subscribe, share this video, do everything that'll help my small channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.